$63,000 in a couple of few days, 3-4 days. Within 3-4 days, $63,000, $63,000 just came up motherfucking missing. 58,800 off Cash App. 1,200 off one NetSpend account. Then 1,100 and something, or 1,800, whatever it was, off another NetSpend account. And I'm sleeping outside. I just seen this nigga go in. I'm gonna knock and see. I ain't really trying to be at his house. I'm about to just see if I can charge my phones. I guarantee you, I'm in here. I'm just about to see. I know we ain't cool like that, you know. I just seen you come outside, so I thought I'd stop and ask. Alright.
Yeah, I'm busy.
Alright. Don't be too busy. I got some people coming to check on you. Well, they'll find you. Another nigga receiving my unemployment. My Section 8. Got this damn piece of grass stuck in my foot that ain't trying to get the fuck out. For a motherfucker country that don't own itself, where the money coming from? It's all my money. It's all my foreign money. It's all my money. And it's fucked up to say that it's all my money that they using. They not allowed and obligated to print up any motherfucking money without my consent or authorization or no ability in any fucking time or form or fashion in any country. And without self getting a percentage of what's being printed up, that's treasonizing grand larceny, a federal offense. Classified, top secret notes and things of that nature, classified notes being passed around. I remember the time when one of the presidents or somebody, the general or somebody had called and said, we taking you to war. Like we tired of taking your orders. Like I'm about in the 4th, 5th grade. And the orders I was giving them didn't have nothing to do with going to any other country and bombing any other country or going to any other one of my countries and shooting missiles and running people out the country. It never been a time where I said go to the Middle East and kill this person, kill that person, kill this person, kill that person. All those things that was transpired and took place was done on America and the United States greed for ambition of not having currency and not having money. See, originally, America was saved from certain judgments because of not having their own currency, with the currency and the money being mine. And with me and a country, it's been times they came to different countries that I was in and kidnapped me and abducted me from other countries. And the whole time while the abduction going on, you know, people fighting to keep me, you know what I'm saying, in that country and shit. Americans and United States Marines and Army Corps and all this, screaming, you God, and they plotting to do this and they doing this to you. And I'm like, what the fuck? What? Nigga, I ain't going through no times of troubles until you motherfuckers came and wanna take a nigga with y'all. You know? Not in Italy, not in Greece, not in Rome, not in Germany, not in Africa, not in Russia, not in Japan, not in China. Nowhere was I having a discrepancy in the Middle East or nowhere else until stepping foot back on United States soil. But what they did and said was, with you being royal and God and all this, Allah and all this, we about to let you have United States to yourself and all this and treat that as your own kingdom. We printing up the money and all this for you and all this for whatever you want. That shit only lasted so long. These motherfuckers, they called and, you know, issued a state of shock with saying they taking me to war. And it wasn't that they was taking me to war. They was just basically saying we about to kill you and blow up shit. And what I remember, like some sirens and shit went off and people started going to their bunkers and leaving and running and going wherever they could to be safe. And everybody had left me. I tried to go in the crib and all that. I couldn't go nowhere. Everybody kicked me outside. So when I'm outside and shit, I see the missiles in the air and shit and all this. It didn't hit the target that I thought, you know, was doing damage to self. So I'm talking shit, laughing and shit. Then whatever chemical let off, it started to take an effect. You know what I'm saying? And it's been, in my duration of times, nuclear war heads dropped on me have happened in my livelihood and existence more than 3 or 4 times. One time, a same similar effect. I didn't want to let the United States people and other people dictate to my powers and money and all this. And, you know, they don't like me to sleep a lot because I heal quicker when I'm sleeping. And when my body is in certain position, I heal quicker. I heal faster than, you know, I remember, you know, a couple showdowns and a couple things went on and I never felt like I won any war. Even with me being able to tell you that I lived with 100 years of the sky being lit up with missiles and nuclear warheads dropped on self, 100+ years non-stop, 100 years straight and better. It's been, for me not to be nobody to a lot of people, the end of times has happened in my existence over 15, 20, 30 times. Since the 80s, about 6 to 7 times, 8 times. So, with that being said, it's been a lot of start overs and a lot of regeneration, regenerating livelihoods and things that's going on. When people used to come in from other times and other worlds and other planets, a lot of people called me God and Allah and all this and say we observed We come here to help and take your lead and all this and all that. I don't know what happened to those people those times. I don't know. I'd have traveled so many times in so many different places. You know, I'd have been places. And one thing I can remember, I don't know if I was on a bus or not, sleep or not, I don't remember. All I remember is somewhere I'm driving, it was like, remember, it's not the same world or same place you was just in. You know, even if you from this city or state, every state we stopped at, or state we stopped at, they said damn near the same thing. It was like we was getting shipped off for army purposes or some shit. But I'm doing my motherfucking classifications and shit like I've never been enlisted in the United States Army. You know what I'm saying? And if it was a time, you know, it never was for the United States Army. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did come when the real big weapons get involved. The atomic bombs. You know what I'm saying? I'd have lived through a tornado, a tsunami, all types of shit, you know? And I never really felt as if I did well because it never really been with self about the money until it was incapable for me to buy a loaf of bread, some water, soap, you know, like, you know, household products and, you know, food. Even though one time, right, some shit had happened and I end up getting killed, I go to heaven. You know what I'm saying? This is why I feel a certain type of way about them taking my holy. Even before I left, I could remember them saying, don't never pay for no food. You are the only one that's supposed to get payments from these people. That's something I remember, whatever, however. So one time I'm in heaven and shit, and I noticed it was something going on. I even seen dog last night that said, nigga, you gonna end up getting kicked out of heaven. I'm like, what you say that for? Cause your ass always buying food and paying for food for people and all this and all that, and we eat for free and it's a sin. I'm glad you say that. So if I pay for some shit that's free, I gotta get it all back because it's going back, or it's going back, you know, funded back to my accounts and shit. You know what I'm saying? The more money these companies and business make, the more money I'm supposed to make. So if I'm spending money on something that's free, it's a surplus times because it's free. It's a free item. Now you just made times that item, depending on what you pay for it. So I'm in heaven one time. I'm just lollygagging. I'm going to my old places and my old little, you know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. I'm eating. I'm watching. The whole time, before I went, I'm thinking about what Dog said about me motherfucking paying for food. And motherfucking right, I'm up there and shit. They like everybody in the like state of sense, like God back, like they had to have some type of reason to kick me out that motherfucker or to send me back, cause they saying my job wasn't done and all this and all that. So I'm chilling, I'm eating shit, I'm eating fruit, shrimp, and eating good shit and shit. I'm walking around, I'm chilling with people, I'm talking, I'm talking to people and shit that I ain't seen and shit. And next thing I know, like some angels come up to me. But first, somebody had said something to me about it. And I just shug it off and kept on going, hoping that nobody else say nothing about it, that they didn't You know what I'm saying? Didn't make no big problem about it. So I'm eating something. I'm somewhere. I got my little white on, and you know I got my, my everything. It's, some shit about to go on or whatever. Somebody noticed something and said something. I'm seeing it and hearing it, but I'm not paying in no direction. I'm trying to keep it out of my mind so it wouldn't, register and wouldn't make, no alarming. So they come over me, and it wasn't no disrespectful type thing. It was like, nigga, you did the unthinkable again and popped up home and we wasn't ready, and you got to be caught and sent for, and things got to be right, and the only thing they can say is when you come back, this like that and shit. And I'm like, nigga, I ain't never coming back. Don't say that. You can come back at any time. All you gotta do is say it and whatever. I'm like, well, how the hell y'all gonna make me go home, and nigga, and cause I'm paying for food. I'm like, they like, it's a sin to pay for food. But I had to break it down. Like, I had to thought about it on the way back and shit when they shot me off. I'm with the horse carriages and shit. I'm like, but if that generation of people went elsewhere and some came here that was not responsible for paying for things or food and stuff like that, I'm left back with the descendants of the good people, which is the opposite. You feel me? They not, caring that I'm God or Allah or any of this. They demonistic. They want to spend my money. They want me to spend my money and everything on them. So they, shot me. They asked me did I want to go back to that same precise place and timing too. So I'm like, yeah, you might as well. You know what I'm saying? They like, well, everybody gonna be thinking out like, well, shit, use my abilities to this and that, and don't nobody really remember. But that didn't really last because some people that was close to me were like, oh, you came back and he came back. I was always saying I ain't coming back. But then again, that night that I had left, I did say I was coming back. I was just going to see what was going on. I know they gonna send me back because I am wrong for paying for food, which is mine, but I gotta force it on everybody else to pay for my products and foods and that shit. Goddamn police everywhere the fuck I go. I go to Warren. Police on motherfucking Warren riding past me smiling. What the fuck, nigga? I ain't, nigga. Talk about some get on the mega bus or Greyhound. Like, motherfucking, nigga, I was told these buses that leave out the state of Michigan on the D-Dot. They got my phone so motherfucking hacked. When you call 911, a 734 area code 355 and 3511 and all that, all types of shit come up. And from what I know and what I was taught and what I really know, when they do that, your phone line is going to somebody else's computer, somebody's house computer. Somebody switched devices with you. And what I remember, one time Misha was like, nigga, we got all your money and shit going to our computer and all of this. They didn't think I could find it. So I had to do this and do that, and do this and do that, and that ended up leading to another attack. And I remember when her daughter and them shot me, and they shot me and shit, she shot me. I remember when Monday and them took me up and through there, and all of them in the house had me chained up and all that shit. I had to escape on. You know, it's like a nigga had to walk across a bridge throughout a whole bunch of shit, man. I feel like my dog just pulled up in the black. I feel like everywhere I go, it's a motherfucking trap and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I can recall I was driving and shit, and I went to the McDonald's, and they robbed me in that motherfucker. They closed the door, they beat me, robbed me, and did all types of shit to me. Made me sign some shit. Took my debit cards and all this type of shit from me and shit. Dude with the dreads, Jasmine and them, and Ebony held me down while niggas was, you know, doing sexual things to me and shit. She talking about something, you gotta feel this, you gotta, and all this and all that. That's one bitch I really want to blow her brains out. Like it ain't no 100% for sure. If I get a gun, I'm not gonna go in there, and it's not 100% sure that I'm not gonna try to do that. I'm not gonna say that I'm not thinking about doing that if I get a firearm, because it's been plenty of times I'd have been shot by people in that McDonald's, in that location. And there's been times where the Supreme Court and other courts have ruled in my favor that you know, my money going there to keep the doors open and all this and all that. A great deal of my money is going to the employees and everybody else. You know, the Comerica Bank and everybody else got something to do with. And, you know, Tina ended up getting in trouble or whatever. She didn't. A lot of shit was going on. They never had. I always been the owner. The banks was just, you know, I had money in the bank, and it was just making sure that the company getting ran right. I remember times where the banks, Comerica, used to call me and threaten me. If you don't go in, we gonna do this or send this or stop this. I'm like, well, shit, I'm not seeing no money behind all the shit, and I haven't seen no money since 97, 96, 98, 99 from behind the shit. So, like, what the fuck am I going in there for? I'm not eating free. Like, I paid y'all, you know what I'm saying, to feed me and my family and whoever I say, you know what I'm saying? My check's 300, 400, 500,000, and Comerica is just to pay the workers that they want there. Whoever I got there out of my check, I pay them. They took over, and everybody took over. And last time I can remember, I'm stacked up. I'm looking nice. I'm looking fresh. I got thousands, 50,000, 100,000 on me on cars and money and shit. And at the time, everybody was cut off. So they was telling me, like, don't even go near the McDonald's because you just cut them off. They gonna try to do whatever they can to you to get, you know what I'm saying, your information to try to do this and do that. So be safe and be smart. So, you know, time go by, I'm not even remembering the conversation, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm on sight meds and shit. And I thought this kind of shit like this, threatening shit. Like, I'm the enemy of the state and shit. I remember him too. type of animal type nigga. So I'm